These are the needles we provide. We have long needles and short needles. The long needles are used for beading as they are longer and more suitable for stringing beads. The short needles are used for the final edging. Take out a needle and some fishing line. Thread the line through the needle, and after threading, fold the line in half to create 2 strands. We will use these 2 strands for sewing. Use the length of your arm as a guide. Don't let the thread go over your elbow. Cut the line when the end aligns. Since we are using transparent fishing line, which is stiffer than regular thread, I'm not using the usual knotting method for sewing. The method I'm using ensures a secure knot. Next, cut the thread about 2 millimeters away from the knot, and then use a lighter to burn the end. When burning, you may encounter another situation like this. Continue to burn a little more until the end forms a small ball. Wait for a second, then press it with your hand. The knot is now complete. Let's talk about the basic stitching technique. Assuming this is the front side of our fabric, flip it over to the back side. Typically, the first stitch is done from the back side. Insert the needle from the back side. After inserting the needle, pinch it and pull it tight. Once the thread is pulled through, you'll notice a small knot. Now, at a certain distance from where the needle came out, insert the needle into the fabric. Then, from the back side, pull the needle out and tighten the thread. This completes 1 stitch. At the interval from the last inserted needle, insert the needle into the fabric from the back side, then pull the needle out from the front side. This prepares for the next stitch. Repeat the same process as the first stitch. This is the second stitch. When you need to finish, you'll need to tie a knot and cut the thread. The ending is usually done from the back side. So, first thread the needle to the back side. Flip the fabric to the back side. There are many ways to tie a knot at the end. Here, I'll explain the method I'm most accustomed to. Lift a small portion of the fabric. Then, take the loose end of the thread, the one not on the needle, and wrap it around the thread twice. Hold the end of the needle with your thumb and pull the needle out, creating a knot on the fabric surface. Next, use scissors to cut the thread close to the surface. This is the backside knotting method. The second method is frontside knotting. Frontside knotting usually requires enough gaps on the front side to hide the thread ends. The demonstration shows a snippet of the snowflake creation process. Thread the needle from the front side. With the scissors against the eye of the needle, cut the thread, leaving enough length for maneuvering. Cross the 2 threads and tie a knot. Tighten the thread and repeat the process. Cut it close to the edge. Next, I will demonstrate a technique called unstitching, which can effectively reduce mistakes. If you realize that you stitched in the wrong place, don't worry. You can unstitch and start again. Hold the thread from the back side. Hold the thread from the front side with your other hand. Pull both hands in the same direction. Then, pull the thread from the back side. Hold the needle upright, perpendicular to the fabric, aligning the eye of the needle with the needle hole, and the needle will come out of the fabric. A small hole may be left on the fabric, which is normal. Let's do it again. Now, if we need to unstitch, here's what we do. Hold the thread from the backside. With the other hand, hold the needle upright. See, with a gentle movement, the needle comes out from the backside. This is our embroidery hoop and our pattern fabric. The fabric has 2 designs. One is a snowflake, and the other is a heart shape for practice projects. First, loosen the screw on the embroidery hoop. Separate the inner and outer rings. The hoop consists of an outer ring and an inner ring. Set the outer ring aside and place the inner ring on the table. Place the fabric on the inner ring, ensuring that the design is centered within the circular frame. Leave a small amount of fabric on both sides to make it easier to stretch the fabric later. Take out the outer ring and open it up as wide as possible. Press it down with your palm and adjust with your fingers to secure the fabric between the two rings. Tighten the screw. Take a pair of scissors and trim off any excess fabric along the edges. And that's it. There is a small bag containing various accessories in our material kit. This is the French bullion wire, and we will take it out. It is made of copper, so be gentle and avoid bending it. It is wrapped with very fine copper wire in a coil, and it is hollow inside. We will extend the French bullion wire to twice the length of the original one. The gap created in between coils can accommodate thread. The length of the wire we provide is approximately 18 inches, and you need to stretch it to about 36 inches, which is twice its original length. That is to say, there are about 11 inches original wire for snowflake and 7 inches original wire for two hearts in the provided 18 inches wire. Please, reserve enough wire for snowflake when you start practice kit. This is the unopened state. Hold both ends with your fingers. You can have a slightly wider gap between your hands. I'm holding it shorter for demonstration purposes. Pinch the wire tightly with your fingers. Then pull the wire outward with both hands. Apply a bit of force, but not too much. The wire will become longer. Now there is a gap in the middle of the metal wire, which can hide our crystal thread. Let's pull it again to twice the length of the original one. Pull it until it reaches a similar state. That's enough. Don't overstretch it. This is not good condition. Avoid pulling it like this. This side is after pulling, and this side is before pulling. There is a clear difference.